King of Sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
It's the culmination of detonation right here this week on New Japan Strong. Alex Kozlov and Kevin Kelly.
No, Double K. The time for talk is over. KENTA versus Brody King in the main event. That's all I got to say.
Team Filthy also versus Fred Rosser, PJ Black, but Rocky Romero looks for revenge against Danny Limelight here in our opener. Let the violence begin. JR Kratos.
Look at the power on him. Oh! Takes his head off.
Filthy Tom Lawler. That is an arm drag. Fred Rosser.
I'm telling you, these two men are going to destroy each other.
PJ Black looking to write his own history here in New Japan. Switchblade Jay White. Oh! Lured him in, but the spine buster.
My God. You got to be confident if you're Carl Fredericks. Uncaged Wolf. That is Tamatonga. Oh, and his oh, wow.
He gets blasted and put down. One-man wrecking crew. Big bad Brody King. Watch this now. The U.S. Heavyweight Challenger. Go to sleep. That's what Bullet Club does. Here we go. Here we go.
オープニングマッチ15分一本勝負を行います。
A rematch from Fighting Spirit Unleashed earlier this year. At the time, Danny Limelight was an up-and-coming future star who had been given the nod of approval from the veteran Rocky Romero. But unsatisfied with getting the blessing from Rocky and the promise of keeping an eye on him and hopefully a bright future, Danny Limelight took the shortcut and threw in with Tom Lawler and Team Filthy in hopes of catapulting himself to the top. Now Danny Limelight's going to have to pay for his sins as he faces Rocky here in this rematch.
And what was it that wasn't enough about having Rocky take him under his wing? What's not enough about that? What is it in him that made him join Team Filthy?
In my former days, I was a king.
And pay for his sins he will. As one of the most decorated wrestlers in New Japan Pro Wrestling, known all across the world, my former tag team partner, the Forever Hooligan,
your best friend,
Sugar, Rocky Romero, is about to enter the ring and teach this young man a lesson. Surplus of energy for his opponents. Surplus of raw punishment is what he hopes to unleash today.
This will be a much different battle than the last time they faced off one-on-one. This is now Rocky Romero realizing, feeling that knife sunk between his shoulder blades by Danny Limelight, feeling the sting of betrayal, and immediately going right after him. Good. Get you some, Rock.
You know what? This may be we may see the best version of Rocky. You know, he's serious. When Rocky's angry, he's not thinking about the music. He's not thinking about modeling. He's just thinking about his old abuelita who threw chanclas at the TV when they used to watch wrestling. He's real serious about this.
Danny Limelight facing a very angry Rocky Romero.
And catches him with a reverse kick, pushing Daniel Limelight in the corner. I think he's wasting no time, and he's about to execute the forever clotheslines and forever. And Daniel Limelight escapes to the apron.
And snapping the left arm of Rocky down across the top strand and dragging him out to the floor, running that shoulder directly into the steel ring post.
And maybe that's exactly what Daniel Limelight is going to have to do to gain the upper hand, is use the ring as his weapon.
And certainly with somebody like Tom Lawler in his ear now, You know
2,
you're going to see a much more aggressive Danny Limelight.
3,
You're going to see probably some submission
4,
work if being a part of Team
5,
Filthy rubs off on Limelight at all.
6, 7, 8.
And you asked the question, what was not
9.
enough? Was it not enough for Limelight to have Romero give him the blessing? To tell him that he would keep an eye on him and make sure that he would be able to reach his full potential? I don't think it was enough because he sold his soul to join Team Filthy.
Maybe Daniel Limelight wasn't such a good guy to begin with.
Maybe.
Maybe he got tired of being, you know, nice to the people and high-fiving everybody. Maybe that's just not who he is. Not everybody's like that.
Well, again, drill instructor in the Marine Corps, and many times he would have to get very aggressive verbally with the recruits as he gets a near fall on Romero.
In the first couple of minutes of this match, and Daniel Limelight seems to be in control of this match as Rocky tries to fight out, but Daniel Limelight kicks him in the shoulder and puts the work on that arm, trying to stretch out those tendons. Now, Rocky has dislocated that shoulder prior in his career, so this is a good game plan as he elbows him, just stretches that elbow.
Yeah, Limelight has always been a student of the game and certainly knows Romero's history. Sensing weakness, going after that left arm.
Rocky tries to fight out, but Daniel Limelight catches him, takes him over with that hip toss.
Almost a judo throw there and going back to work on the left arm.
Look at the way that he's got that elbow bent, where it shouldn't bend at all. But
wait a second, 2.
Wow.
King of Sneaky Style looking to steal a victory here when his left arm is being worn out. A lot of Team Filthy here on this hour of Detonation, New Japan Strong. Later on, Tom Lawler, JR Kratos in tag team action against PJ Black and Fred Rosser. And don't forget that main event, Kenta putting the right certificate holder contract on the line for the future U.S. heavyweight title shot against Brody King.
Daniel Limelight in control of Rocky Romero. This is a very smart game plan. You know, Rocky's best weapon is that armbar. He won't be able to execute it effectively if he can't pull on Daniel Limelight's arm.
So Limelight showing a pronounced mean streak here as he has isolated the body part and wearing it out, and Rocky firing back, a desperate chop into the chest, and now doubling up with the forearm, hits the ropes, but Limelight with the drop kick.
Just when Rocky tries to get going, Daniel Limelight cuts him off. It's very impressive what Daniel Limelight has been able to accomplish with somebody like Rocky Romero, just punishing Rocky Romero. And he's mocking Rocky Romero with a version of forever clotheslines of his own. And Rocky catches him with his clothesline of his own, turning Daniel Limelight upside down. And Daniel Limelight does not know where he is. And this is exactly what Rocky needs to recover.
Romero trying to get some feeling back in that left arm. And Limelight staggered. And a one-arm Rocky Romero now tearing into Danny Limelight.
You can see him holding on to that arm. He hasn't fully recovered from the punishment that he received on it. And Daniel Limelight just slaps Rocky in the face. Hey, that's a ballsy guy.
Disrespect. Oh, my God, the disrespect.
Rocky just tosses him to the apron.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Going to keep him right there.
This is vintage Rocky. He's about to springboard drop kick him.
5 minutes.
And he connects. And you saw the way that he dangled over those ropes. That's a very effective maneuver. Will this be it?
Wait a minute now, hooking that leg and the near fall, but Rocky in a great deal of pain. I think he even landed on his arm, connecting with that drop kick.
Well, definitely a move like that is going to take something out of you. And I don't think he was able to fully pin him effectively because of that injured arm.
So Rocky Romero feeling the sting of betrayal from Danny Limelight.
Oh.
And now they face off one-on-one. They're going to settle it here as we wrap up the year. The Detonation Tour, New Japan Strong.
Rocky catches Daniel Limelight with a slap of his own, holding on to that injured arm. How effective will he be here?
Oh, here we
with
go,
one
here we
arm?
go.
Oh, he tries to go for it, but Daniel Limelight German's Rocky.
Yeah, the half and half suplex there put him down. So Rocky in a great deal of pain. Rocky Romero, a one-armed fighter at this point, and Danny Limelight now will look to put the punctuation mark on his betrayal of Rocky by defeating Rocky Romero in the middle of the ring.
Rocky catches that leg, but is met with an elbow. Rocky tries to do the knee, but Daniel Limelight turns him over and goes back to that arm.
And now looking to submit Rocky.
And he's got a good torque and a good extension. Will Rocky be able to fight out of this? He's in the middle of that ring. Will he be able to get to the rope?
Rocky is trying to find that rope, trying to seek it out as he's lurching closer and closer, trying to force the break.
Oh, he's able to break that.
Man, if he did not get there right then, he probably would have submitted. And Limelight hanging on to that hold for well towards that 5 count.
Daniel Limelight was going to rip that arm out, whether Rocky was going to submit or not. I mean, the mean streak in Daniel Limelight is unprecedented.
I think you're exactly right, Kozlov, when you said this is who he is. He may not have been the nice guy that we thought he was. This is the real Danny Limelight.
I mean, he certainly looks very natural in this position. Almost more natural when he was by himself.
And Rocky Romero may not have anything left.
I mean, he can't even get up. Daniel Limelight's so confident. He's got Rocky where he wants him, and he's going to connect with that spinning kick. And
Romero crumbles to, and no, he kicks out. He kicks out. There is still life left in Rocky Romero. Come on, Rocky. Come on, Rock.
Daniel Limelight calling for the finish. Will he be able to connect? Rocky catches him with a drop kick mid-air.
Just desperation. Throw the legs up and pray. He nailed him.
And now Rocky just needs a little bit of time. Needs a little bit of time. He's waiting for Daniel Limelight to get up.
Here we go. Rocky takes him all the way over.
But Daniel Limelight is right by the ropes.
Two.
Oh, wow. Wow, impressively he was able to kick out of that. Rocky's getting going.
Now there's some hope for Rocky Romero as he drags Limelight out.
Goes for a suplex, but Daniel Limelight goes behind and rolls him out, holding on to the tights.
Referee didn't see it. Limelight had the tights, but Romero was able to kick out.
Oh, it was met with a kick to the shoulder, and Rocky catches him with a knee.
The jumping knee, the knee strike from Romero.
Rocky just collapses on top of Daniel Limelight. Barely he's got energy of his own. He just needs to. Will he be able to succeed in this brainbuster? Oh, he connects with the armbar.
Falcon Arrow directly into the armbar. And he will, yes, he will submit Danny Limelight.
Wow. Time, 9 minutes and 18 seconds. Here is your winner,
Just when you thought Rocky Romero was going down, he's able to utilize his experience and the heart that we've come to know of Rocky Romero.
So the time of the fall, 9 minutes, 18 seconds. About 6 or 7 minutes of that was Rocky getting his left arm tortured. But in the end, Rocky and his experience and his heart and his determination overcoming Danny Limelight.
You know, I know Rocky is frustrated and disappointed in the decisions that Daniel Limelight has made, but you gotta have respect for Daniel Limelight.
Well,
you have to have respect for what he's been able to accomplish.
Actions have consequences, no doubt, and Danny Limelight paid for those sins here. Rocky Romero gets this hour of New Japan Strong off with a victory. Buddy, you've got yourself a Bullet Club, you're a part of Team Filthy. What happened to Chaos?
I want a piece of everything. That is smart diversification.
And all you do is pay cash everywhere we go.
Just ask Jordan Clearwater. Suplex party. And I know we're going to see some suplexes, and we're going to see power. And thankfully, Jeff Cobb has recuperated from his knee injury from before, and he's ready to take the W for his team.
Yeah, he is 100% and ready to go. And hopefully Russ Taylor has his seatbelt on and his tray table in the upright and locked position. He could be taking flight here.
This is another man that we saw, quote-unquote, beat Kenta. But yet, somehow, Kenta still holds the briefcase.
Akakura.
Very accomplished wrestler.
119キロ。Jeffrey Cobb
has won the very prestigious Battle of Los Angeles tournament out here in California, facing off against some of the stiffest competition in the world.
Jeff Cobb, an Olympic wrestler for the island nation of Guam. Still very close to family, friends there in Guam as well. Grew up in Hawaii, calls Las Vegas home. Training extensively in mixed martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's an accomplished submission wrestler as well, known for the power and for the suplexes.
Absolutely. One thing that just came to my head is, how can a Hawaii guy call Las Vegas a home?
Well, again, you want to get away from the beauty and the ocean and those cool breezes, and you want to sweat in the desert.
That is sick.
All right, so each man here, we're going to anticipate a lot of good wrestling in this matchup as Jeff Cobb gets taken over. But again, we can't forget the fact that Russ Taylor has aligned himself with Tom Lawler and was part of that attack that had multiple layers, and it seemed like wrestlers were coming in from all different directions as Tom Lawler and J.R. Kratos and Russ Taylor and Danny Limelight with the Shocker all now have aligned themselves with Team Filthy, while Rocky, Jeff Cobb, and Fred Rosser and P.J. Black have all united.
No, I mean, and they have to unite. They have to unite against what has been proven to be a very effective group that is Team Filthy. One thing about Russ Taylor that I couldn't point to before, and that is, yeah, you know, I got it. He exudes filthy. He's filthy himself.
Now, he is a nasty submission wrestler, no doubt about it. You saw him almost go into a fetal position as Cobb took him down. So some defense shown by Russ Taylor. I'm sure Jeff Cobb would love nothing more than to defeat Russ Taylor at his own game. There's got to be some satisfaction in taking that wrestler's best weapon and beating him with it.
Well, it's almost beating. Not only are you beating him, but you're beating an opponent at their own game. You know, it's almost humiliating. And Jeff Cobb certainly has the skills. He, as you said, he's also had experience with grappling and submissions. But Russ Taylor, you know, what's good about him.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wow, and look at that. He's able to catch him in the submission when Jeff Cobb went for that moonsault. He's really good at picking apart the arms. He's really good with those wrist locks as he just bends them in the directions that are not supposed to go, hyperextending that elbow.
And now tight grapevine on the legs and trying to break Jeff Cobb down, and does. And could submit Jeff Cobb here. Even though it is early in this match, Cobb finds himself in some difficulty.
Look, Cobb is definitely a very well-conditioned athlete. But because he's such a bigger man, it takes more energy to do things. And I think that the game plan for Russ Taylor should be to wear Jeff Cobb down, to deplete Jeff Cobb of his energy, be faster, be more elusive.
Cobb had the better of things when he and Russ Taylor were on opposite sides of a tag team match a few weeks ago that J.R. Kratos got the victory for their team over Rocky Romero. And we're really settling things. We're settling scores as we wrap up 2020 here on the Detonation Tour on New Japan Strong.
And Cobb fighting out with hard elbows.
And just like we saw in our opener with Rocky Romero and his left arm compromised, such is the case here with Jeff Cobb.
Is Russ Taylor left-handed?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because if he is, it's very dexterous of him. And he continues to work the arm of Jeff Cobb. And now he works the other arm. Oh, this is not fun. And then when he pushes his right foot forward,
yeah, he's got
he may just snap that elbow.
The arm is hyperextended at the elbow joint.
Russ Taylor is such a good striker. Such a good submission specialist. I would even reckon to say that he may be a better submission guy than Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb needs to utilize his power and strength.
Well, Russ Taylor giving up a tremendous amount of weight here in this matchup, but it's his wrestling acumen that has evened the ledger.
Continues to drive those uppercuts into the armpit of Jeff Cobb. That can dislocate your shoulder very easily as he wrenches on that wrist.
Might neutralize some of Cobb's suplexing ability with controlling that left arm, but now Cobb fires a chop into the chest, and now the combination as he backs Taylor into the corner. Cobb keeping that left arm away.
5 minutes
as
has
he
elapsed. 5 minutes.
Layers the shots on Taylor time and time again.
And another hard shot to the face of Russ Taylor, and he's going to try to huge European uppercut, taking Russ Taylor off his feet completely.
So now let's see Cobb here. Will he look to end things? A tour of the islands coming up. No, Russ Taylor puts the brakes on.
And is met with a big boot to the face. That is a good question. Will Cobb be able to apply the tour of the islands? And wow, it's impressive that he was able to pick him up even with an injured arm.
Throw
But
him
he's
around
not able
with
to. He's
spin
not able
cycle,
to get to the pin.
leg hooked, and a kick out at 2. Standing moonsault. Yes, got it that time. 260 pounds of Jeff Cobb crashes down on top of Russ Taylor and gets a near fall.
You can see that Jeff Cobb has slightly slowed down. He wasn't able to get to that cover in time. The consequences of the work that Russ Taylor put on him.
Yeah, smart game plan for Russ Taylor, but now Jeff Cobb's power takes center stage here as he looks to German suplex Russ Taylor, who's desperate to break the grip and does so.
And a beautiful kick to the back of Jeff Cobb.
Really snaps that kick.
Oh, and knocks him out with that kick.
Is this it? 2, and a kick out by Jeff Cobb, but Russ Taylor immediately closes in.
Right back to that arm. And if he's able to unhook. Oh, yeah, and he's able to. Okay, but watch Jeff Cobb bridge out of that right away, knowing that he's in trouble. Is he going to be able to roll him for a pin?
Wait a minute now, stacking the shoulders of Taylor up. Taylor gets the right shoulder up, picks the single leg.
And now Russ Taylor working the leg of Jeff Cobb.
Transitions into the ankle lock. Again, a great submission wrestler will not just focus on one body part. He'll take the body part that is available to him.
Well, when it's there, why not take advantage of it? Because think about it. How's Jeff Cobb going to be able to do any of his stuff with one leg and one arm?
Taylor came in, was wide open, and Cobb caught him in the chest.
And is met with a hard European uppercut. And Jeff throws an elbow, and they're just exchanging shots. But Jeff Cobb able to gain the upper hand on that exchange.
Kicks the arm away. Russ Taylor getting the better of this exchange in the stand-up here.
With a succession of European uppercuts and a kick to the shoulder. Goes for a clothesline, but Cobb ducks and German suplexes him.
The blink of an eye, Russ Taylor finds himself down after the German suplex, and now we'll pick him up and look to take him on a tour of the island.
Wow! Will that be enough?
1, 2, 3, it is over.
Wow.
Time, 8 minutes and 7 seconds. Here is your winner, Jeff Cobb.
So Jeff Cobb outlasts Russ Taylor to get the victory here. Russ Taylor did everything he could to force Cobb to submit, but again, the power of the Olympian just too much.
Once again, your winner of the match, Jeff Cobb.
KENTA versus Brody King is our main event, but we've got tag team action coming up next. More Team Filthy here in the hour.
What'd you up to?
Oh, I'm checking out new merch on Token Shop Global.
Oh yeah, they put out new products like every month. I just got a t-shirt.
I got a beautiful towel.
I just got boxers.
Oh yeah? I'm wearing them right now.
I just ordered a mask.
Good, the sooner the better, because I don't want to see your ugly face. love Token Chop Global. I as well.
The stars of today and the legends of the past come together on your smartphone. NJPW Collection. Pick up cards from special draft events. Use your collected cards to form your own faction or exchange them for limited edition special cards. Check in live from venues or remotely from home to get special tickets and items. Add all of New Japan Pro Wrestling to your collection now. NJPW Collection.
第3試合タッグチームマッチ20分一本勝負を行います。
I think your favorite match of the year, Kozlov, was Tom Lawler versus Fred Rosser. Am I wrong?
I mean, that was such a gritty, violent match. Just two men beating each other up completely.
This is my Christmas gift to you. I give you these two men on opposite sides of a tag team match.
I really appreciate it, but you got to also think about the fact that Team Filthy is not looking so good. They already had Russ Taylor take the loss to Jeff Cobb, so you got to wonder if they're like they need to prove something.
And Rocky Romero beat Danny Limelight in the opener.
That's true. That's
so
a good point. That's
I'm
a good
sure
point.
Tom Lawler and JR Kratos will look to settle things and even up the score. The menacing presence of JR Kratos. And Tom Lawler has certainly harnessed the evil power of the monstrous Kratos.
What a union between these two very intimidating individuals.
JR Kratos 183センチ93キロフィルティトム・ラーラ
You swing the Persian club? You swing the Persian club, Bubba.
Not like Tom Lawler.
So Tom Lawler and JR Kratos. Again, this all began during that tag team match we talked about, where Rocky teamed with Jeff Cobb against JR Kratos and Russ Taylor. And I noticed Tom Lawler looking down from the balcony above. Out of camera view, he really had an eye on the ring. And then it turned out that he was recruiting Kratos and Russ Taylor and got Danny Limelight to join him. But PJ Black and Fred Rosser have unified to fight Team Filthy and Mr. No Days Off. And the Darewolf could be quite a force here in this tag team match.
And it's really exciting to see these two individuals tag with each other, because we actually have seen them on the same team back in the day when they were part of what was known as one of the most dominant factions in WWE, the Nexus. So they're no strangers to each other at all. They're much more mature men. Their careers have taken different paths, but here they are. New Japan Pro Wrestling, together again.
Yeah, Fred Rosser talked about how much this opportunity means to him. And PJ Black, who has wrestled in 48 of the 50 U.S. states and nearly 40 countries around the world.
Very experienced PJ Black. A crazy man, too. Skydiving. Adrenaline junkie.
And Fred Rosser is blue collar as you can get. Hard work, Mr. No Days Off. It is not a motto. Can you imagine? You ever take days off from the gym?
Yeah, I like to take at least a couple days off. Sometimes I take up to 5 days off. But that's not the case for Fred Rosser, that's for sure. He's all work, all business in the ring. And it's such a treat to watch him wrestle. He's so technical.
All right, so JR Kratos will start with Fred Rosser. I'm sure that both PJ Black and Fred Rosser would love to get their hands on the leader of Team Filthy, but he'll start on the outside and let the powerhouse 300-pound JR Kratos begin.
I feel like Fred Rosser here is going to use his experience. He's going to try to anger the big man to get him off his game plan a little bit.
Use the boots to get the side headlock applied.
Oh, he tried to tackle JR Kratos, but he gets knocked all the way to the outside. Yeah, I think he just learned the power of JR Kratos.
3.
All right, so Rosser rolls in, and Got to be careful of his positioning. Don't get too close to Lawler. And now the swing and the miss from Kratos. And using his momentum, tries to take Kratos down. He doesn't leave his feet, but at least knocks him backwards. The tag to PJ Black.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my
Yep.
God. What a powerful suplex.
Not the position PJ Black wanted to be in. And the tag, Tom Lawler tagged in. One of the toughest men, a notorious reputation in mixed martial arts, transitioning into professional wrestling full-time, but uses the mean streak from MMA combined with his pro wrestling acumen, and he's carved out quite a career for himself.
I mean, I think it's such a great asset to him to bring the MMA background, bring that into the world of pro wrestling. It is so useful in this world, obviously. He knows how to kick the crap out of you. He knows how to dislocate every ligament, every joint in your body. He's a painful guy to watch.
And while PJ Black has a world of knowledge in wrestling, he gets caught as Tom Lawler puts him down with the spinning heel kick. Again, that's where Lawler starts to incorporate pro wrestling moves, the catch-as-catch-can style. Very much a hand-in-glove fit with Tom Lawler, whose career began before he got involved in MMA. He started training as a pro wrestler before transitioning to the octagon. Notice he was standing on PJ Black's hair, keeping Black in place. He drives the elbow into the chest, gets a 1 count only. Black kicks out. Almost making the tag, but Lawler prevents it.
Lawler, being very smart, brings PJ Black back closer to his corner as he continues to wear down on PJ Black.
Keeps Black very close to him as well. That'll prevent the Darewolf from taking to the skies.
Absolutely. And goes for, runs across the rope and a leg drop across the head of PJ Black.
He'll cover him here. A kick out 2.
Look at the way that he held the wrist of PJ Black down as he went for that cover. A very effective pin.
Hard chop into the chest. Black, though, reverses Lawler. PJ Black drops down, and a leapfrog gets caught out of midair.
Look how versatile Tom Lawler is. Is able to catch PJ Black from a leapfrog into an ankle lock. And the agony, you can hear the agony on PJ Black as he tries to kick Lawler off. And Lawler, as he stumbles back, tags his opponent. Very good ring awareness. Wow, just takes PJ Black across the ring with that tackle. He is so demonic, this man, J.R. Kratos.
Tom Lawler has harnessed the power of J.R. Kratos, and to Team Filthy's benefit, PJ Black, with a PhD in wrestling, trying to figure out an answer. Lawler with the distraction on the outside, and now Kratos elevates and drives PJ Black down.
Great scouting on the part of Tom Lawler by getting a monster like J.R. Kratos on his side. Look at that.
Deadlift, vertical suplex, directly into a cover in the center of the ring. Black is able to kick out at 2, but it might not take much more to get a victory for Team Filthy.
Well, things are definitely looking good for Team Filthy. They're very close to winning this matchup.
And now Kratos will send Black corner to corner.
Jay Black just bounces off of that corner. Tags in Lawler.
Fred Rosser needing to stay at home in that corner in case Black can get free for a tag.
Lawler kicking the legs of PJ Black, which eliminates one of his biggest weapons, his high-flying style.
5 minutes has elapsed. 5 minutes.
He can't fly.
And now the cheap shot trying to draw Fred Rosser in, and it perfectly executed by Lawler, who is aggravating Fred Rosser into making a mistake there. More damage done to PJ Black.
Well, Fred Rosser can't wait to get his hands on Lawler again. He goes for the German. PJ Black lands on his feet and is able to connect with that spinning heel kick.
So the second kick landed, and now an opportunity. The window is open and makes the tag to Fred Rosser. Here we go.
Fred Rosser is in the ring, and he's hot fire right now. And is putting the punches on Tom Lawler, reminiscent of their match from before. And clotheslines him over as he goes over himself.
All the way out to the floor. Watch Fred Rosser.
Oh my God! From the apron to the very floor, he stops. His man with the big boot of J.R. Kratos. Come on, referee. Is that okay?
4.
Is he allowed to do this?
No,
5,
absolutely not. But you go
6,
tell him. Now he's going to run him into
7,
the pole. No.
There you go. There you
8,
go.
9.
And Lawler is just
10,
like a dog on top
11,
of Fred Rosser as Rosser elbows
12,
out.
13.
13 already. You have till 20.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. As he gets in, he's got the ankle lock applied.
Holding on with a tight grip as Rosser trying to kick away but unable to release himself from that hold.
Fred Rosser screaming in agony. Now the waist lock. Standing switch by Fred Rosser. Lawler a switch of his own. Each man trying to find a hold.
And able to connect with a spinning elbow. And is he going to be able to apply? Oh, no, he's not quite able to.
The Exploder.
Exploder. Well, Rosser finds himself in the opposite corner and able to make the tag to PJ Black.
And PJ Black now giving back to J.R. Kratos the punishment he absorbed earlier on.
Kicking and elbowing, trying to take the big man down. A little double team, spinning elbow by both men.
And the high-low puts Kratos down. Here's a cover, but Lawler diving in. He'll break up the pin. And now all 4 men are in the ring. Not for long. Rosser, wait a minute. He throws Lawler out. PJ Black and Kratos are still the legal men, but they're tag team partners fighting out here on the apron. Watch out, Kratos.
Oh, wow. Lawler
accidentally kicked Kratos. He went to nail Rosser, and now up on the shoulder.
Wow, he was able to pick him up for that. And you can see PJ Black gearing up for the 450 splash.
And he hits it! Down in the middle, and he got the victory.
Wow.
Here are your winners.
These
at 8
two
minutes
men,
and 9
PJ Black and
seconds,
Fred Rosser, had to go
and
through a
PJ
lot of
Black.
adversity to get the W.
And it was the inadvertent kick from Tom Lawler that put Kratos
Once
down
again,
and
your
opened the
winners,
door
the team
for
of Fred
PJ Black
Rosser
to
and
score with that 450.
PJ Black.
A physical tag team battle. Team Filthy's going to have to look for answers for the new year.
Well, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. I mean, they're still a new team. And if they cannot work in a cohesive fashion, you know, it's going to be a problem.
Our main event is next. Kenta versus Brody King.
Kenta, the way I see it, I'm next in line for that briefcase.
Brody King has just pinned Kenta.
Now that is a message to send to the world of New Japan.
With violence.
お待たせしました。本日のメインイベント IWGP ユースヘビー級挑戦権利書マッチ30分一本勝負を行います。
Our main event, the culmination of the Detonation Tour and the final match of 2020 here on New Japan Strong. We know one thing, either Brody King or Kenta will hold the contract for the future U.S. heavyweight title shot heading in to Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes, absolutely. Just when you think Kenta has the clear path to Moxley and the IWGP U.S. Heavyweight Championship, now he's got a monster in Brody King. Will he be able to overcome? Because we've seen him fall to
赤
this
コーナ
monster
ーチ
before.
ャレンジャー ROH236 ブロディ・ケンガ
Brody King gave Kenta his first defeat here on New Japan Strong. It was at the end of a 10-man elimination match a few weeks ago. Big bad Brody King showed Kenta that he can beat him once. Can he beat him again now with the contract on the line?
Well, the referee better stay focused because you know the other Bullet Club members are lurking in the background. He needs to make sure that he has his eyes on the ball. I don't want to see another travesty around here. I almost feel sorry for Kenta that he has to fight somebody like Brody King. Have you ever felt sorry for Kenta?
No, I haven't. But you make a great point because Brody King is a walking nightmare. And Kenta's already felt the power once. That Gonzo Bomb defeated Kenta clean in the middle.
If I was Kenta, I'd be worried a little bit. I'm not sure if Kenta has faced the likes of a Brody King.
Well, he has faced much bigger men in his career, no doubt about it. Whether it was Morishima or Takayama, he's faced monsters before. But I'm surprised already that Kenta is coming out here alone. No Bullet Club by his side.
It's an act. It's an act. I'm telling you, they're lurking behind the curtain.
青コーナー IWGP US ヘビー級挑戦権利書保持者バレット・クラン約74センチ85キロケンタ
I know that Kenta has faced some of the best competition in the world. He's faced giants and monsters before. But when you look at a guy like Brody King, you can't even call him a guy. He is a monster of monsters. This is a monster like no other.
Inside that red briefcase is the contract, which just needs to be officially signed by New Japan Chairman Sugabayashi. And the date needs to be filled in. And the name needs to be filled in. Will it be Kenta? Will it be Brody King? Who will hold that contract heading in to Wrestle Kingdom? Kenta won the contract, earned it by winning the New Japan Cup USA.
Earned it. You say earned it.
Well,
how did he actually earn it?
There was certainly some controversy with the way he won in the semifinals against Jeff Cobb, in the finals against David Finlay. But a win is a win is a win.
A win is a win is a win, I agree, but they need to have some kind of replay policy.
Well,
because
he also successfully defended the contract against both Jeff Cobb and David Finlay.
Yes, but how did he successfully defend it?
Again, there is a great deal of controversy, which the way Kenta has won.
Isn't it interesting? In all the big matchups, there seems to be some controversy going on. Some kind of tomfoolery.
Well, that's, again, the universe that swirls around Kenta. His whole presence within Bullet Club was built around the betrayal of Katsuyori Shibata and throwing that whole relationship away to join Bullet Club. So Kenta, no stranger to controversial actions, no doubt. But Brody King, as you said, the monster of all monsters.
He pushes Kenta into the rope and just lets him go as if like, hey, it's okay, baby. I got it. It's okay.
Kenta rolling out to the floor. We anticipate seeing Kenta use not just the 20 by 20 square of the ring, but also the surrounding ringside area and anything underneath it as well. Remember how he used that chair against David Finlay.
I mean, look at him scoping the outside of the ring right now. I mean, did he find what he was looking for? Is he doing that to send a message to Brody King? Like, hey, I will utilize whatever weapon I have at my disposal to win against you.
Right. Was he taking inventory, or was he just letting Brody King know to beware? We'll see if that comes into play as Kenta chops at the legs of Brody King. The strategy when you face a giant, a monster of a man, chop him down.
Absolutely. And who's better? There's nobody better than Kenta with the kicks and the strikes. He's so well versed at his kicking skills.
You notice how quickly he gets in and gets out. He'll throw the kick and immediately retreat, staying out of arm's reach of Brody King, who comes back now, steps in with chest kicks. The mid kicks are scoring, but Brody King catches him.
Kenta slapping hard the face of Brody King, just angers the monster as Brody just elbows Kenta straight to the ground. And a big body slam. And a senton. That will take every wind out of you.
Cover and a kick out at 2.
And look at the face of Kenta after taking that. He's not feeling good.
No, he's trying to get the wind back in his lungs after all the air was driven from his body.
I'm telling you, I'm not sure if Kenta is capable of beating the monster if it's just him and the monster.
This all began with Brody King circling Bullet Club when Hikuleo attacked him, and it seemed like it was forever ago, but Brody King has a very long memory. And again, he's united with forces that he might not other be partners with in Juice Robinson and David Finlay, ACH and others. But again, Hikuleo and Bullet Club were the ones who fired the first shot at Brody King, and now Brody King is on the doorstep of taking that contract away from Kenta.
I understand what Bullet Club was trying to do. I understand the reasoning behind Hikuleo's attack on Brody King. They're trying to eliminate what looks like a big threat to their existence, but it may have backfired a little bit because now we're seeing Brody King facing Kenta for the briefcase, and Kenta probably has no choice but to utilize everything that he's got at his disposal, all the weapons that are available, if he's able to do that behind the referee's back to get the win against a guy like Brody King.
Certainly referee Jeremy Marcus is very aware of how Kenta has used the referee in matches before. He's been victimized by it, so I'm sure he is well aware. But again, Kenta is so smart. He can overcome these types of physical adversaries.
And he's so good at distracting the referee to gain the upper hand. As Brody King shoots him off against the rope.
And Kenta's going to head out of bounds again. Brody King chases him. Kenta trying to roll away.
And Kenta's just trying to buy himself some time after taking damage from the big monster. He's just...
Kenta rolls out to the floor again. He's doing all he can to avoid the power of Brody King. Well, wait a minute now. Snapping Brody King, throat first across the top strand.
Oh, and Kenta now taking the leg from underneath Brody King, and this is a smart strategy. This is how you take the big man down.
The chop block from Kenta put Brody King down.
5 minutes has elapsed. 5 minutes.
And at the 5-minute mark, Kenta has Brody King off his feet in the corner.
I mean, look at this scene right here. Kenta is up on his feet while the monster is on his butt.
Certainly not where Brody wants to be. Kenta
just kicking the face of Brody King. That'll just anger him.
Now he's just trying to, it seems like he's trying to provoke Brody King into making a mistake.
Well, yeah, if you anger the big man. Sometimes when you're angry, you may make irrational decisions, and maybe that is the plan, the strategy of Kenta. Anger the monster.
And now Kenta pulling him in for a knee bar. He's got that leg lock applied. He opened the door by snapping the neck of Brody King across the top rope and then chop blocked that left knee. Brody getting to the rope. That calls the referee to break the hold, but Kenta taking his time.
Kenta taking advantage of every second that he can have on that hold. He's got till 4. And he utilized all of that time. And look at the result. Brody King is actually down. There you go, Jeremy. Gain control of this match.
Again, Kenta's a mercenary. He knows what it takes to win. Been at the dragon screw leg whip there from Kenta.
Wow. You know, that can tear your meniscus, your ACL. This is not a good position for Brody King.
But Kenta has neutralized the size differential, bringing Brody King down to the mat.
And all of a sudden, look at who the bigger man is.
Yes.
Kenta appears to be the bigger man with a down monster in Brody King. Don't expose your back.
Oh!
It just, You know, it just numbs your whole body. Kicks to the back like that just numbs your whole body. Of course, that'll anger a monster. You can see the anger in him.
The entire spinal column of Brody King. And now Brody is back on his feet after absorbing those kicks.
But you can see that he's limping. He's limping.
And Brody King, a right-handed fighter, so that means he will lead with his left leg. And Kenta might look to capitalize on that, but instead trading forearms and an open hand, palm strike.
Kenta just slaps the crap out of Brody King and a spinning back fist twice on Brody King, but Brody reverses with an elbow of his own. Shoots him off into the corner. Barely able to gain momentum because of his injured leg.
Yeah, hobbled here, no doubt, but Brody trying to build some momentum and puts him down with the clothesline. Kenta is down. Brody King hooks the leg too and a kick out.
It is so much to kick out of when you have a big man like Brody King on top of you.
Kenta physically worn out from Brody King. And all the work that Kenta had done on the leg of Brody King, all for naught now as Brody King gets set to put him away. Kenta to the eyes.
Kenta eye-raked Brody King and lands himself in a corner, catches Brody with the kick. And another.
Kenta using his legs to keep Brody King away, but now we'll look to hang him over the top again. Kenta firing, going right back to that left leg. Another dragon screw leg whip.
Oh, God, those dragon leg screws are not where Brody wants to be. And now it looks like he's applying the figure 4 leg lock.
Kenta will look to win via submission here with the figure 4 leg lock.
That will hyperextend your knee, absolutely. It's like you can see the left leg that is going over the top his right, and as Kenta applying the pressure, it just pushes that knee backwards.
Kenta utilizing some Keiji Muto strategy here in this with the dragon screw leg whips and also the figure 4. And now blistering Brody King with kicks and stomps.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing, Kevin. I mean, right now we're seeing Kenta on his feet with a down monster, Brody King. Will he even be able to have enough strength to get him for this DDT?
Yeah, he was thinking about the green killer, but instead Brody King fights out. And now, wait a minute.
Oh my God. Brody tried to suplex Kenta to the outside, but Kenta able to land on the apron as they trade shots.
That would have been certain disaster for Kenta, and still in dangerous territory out here on the edge of the ring. To the eyes once again. Uh-oh, wait a minute, gets caught. Choke slam.
But Kenta holds on to the top rope.
Back to the knee again and kicking that leg out from underneath him.
My God, if he was gonna suplex Kenta to the outside, that would be a certain kind of death.
That would have been it. Brody King would have won the match easily, and now Kenta has fought out of trouble. And the draping DDT, the green killer. Green killer on Brody King.
Barely able to roll him over to his back to go for that pin.
He'll hook that massive leg, and Jeremy Marcus has to stop his count at 2 as Brody King gets his shoulders up.
You know, this is about a time in a match when Kenta starts thinking of extracurricular weapons, things that are not allowed.
Well, he might be thinking about the end, and the question is, can he get him up for the go to sleep?
He won't be able to get the big man up like that, will he? Brody fights out with the elbows. Oh, and is caught with a slap to the face.
Those
Vintage
pop strikes
Kenta.
are lethal.
You can hear the sound of that. That'll stun you.
Oh, black hole slam by Brody King. 2, he had.
Oh, my God. In the nick of time. Barely on 2.9, able to kick out. And things are not looking. This is what we saw in there earlier. Oh, he's able to connect with a pile driver.
Pile driver, Brody King. Kenta escapes again.
Oh, my God. I can't believe that he kicked out of that. That was a vicious pile driver. Brody, himself surprised that Kenta was able to kick out. What is Brody going to have to do?
Gonzo bomb. That's all he's got right there. Now's the time.
Go for it. Go for it. Right now's the time. There you go.
Up on the shoulders. Watch out. Watch out.
Kenta again with his fingers in the eyes.
Oh, no.
Here we go again.
And a DDT, but Jeremy Marcus just got shoulder tackled by Brody King. My goodness.
God, this is exactly what we've been seeing in the biggest matches with Kenta. This kind of controversy. The referee is down, and now Kenta is going to probably go and find a weapon. This is how we've been seeing him win all these matches.
Well, the slightly built Jeremy Marcus, certainly Brody King, the much bigger man. And Kenta is looking for, what's he going to, oh, the briefcase. He'll utilize the very briefcase that is at stake to smash Brody King to retain. Here he comes.
Oh, and
Whoa.
Brody able to block that. He's holding, and he just got kicked in the life makers again. And connects with the briefcase.
Right in the yaitza. And now Brody King smashed again with that briefcase.
2 briefcase shots to take the big man down. My God.
The Halliburton across the skull. And now Kenta getting Jeremy Marcus. All Jeremy's got to do is to move that arm up and down 3 times. Kenta's going to look to put him away here. PK.
And the barely able Jeremy waking to his senses. Do you know what you've missed, my man? You've missed the low blow and two shots by the briefcase.
Now up on the shoulders.
Wow, he's able
Go to sleep. Oh, bang. There it is. The leg is hooked too, and it is over. Kenta wins. Kenta retains the contract.
Time, 14 minutes and 16
Travesty
seconds.
again.
Here
Once
is your
again,
winner,
we see Kenta
and
win in
still
the same
the holder
fashion.
of the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship Challenge contract, Kenta.
What that means is that Kenta will hold that contract heading in to Wrestle Kingdom. He has turned back the challenges of Jeff Cobb, David Finlay, and Brody King. And the IWGP US Heavyweight Challenger heading in to January 4th will be Kenta.
Once again, your winner and still holder of the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship contract, Kenta.
We talked about the controversy that always swirls around Kenta whenever he is victorious. Every great thing that Kenta has achieved in New Japan has been pockmarked by controversy.
I mean, he's holding on to that briefcase with dear life. I mean, I hope you're happy with yourself, Kenta. I hope that you actually feel confident that you've earned these wins. You should be ashamed of yourself, Kenta. Injustice, pure injustice.
Well, Kenta calling for a microphone. And the final word in 2020 here on New Japan Strong will be from Kenta.
Where are you, Joe Moxley? I don't want to waste time anymore. I'm ready to fight anytime, anywhere. Joe Moxley, I'm coming for you.
Kenta wins. Kenta retains.
Kenta has cleared the path for himself to face Moxley for the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship.
So Kenta survives, and I didn't think he was going to make it.
My God, I mean, again and again, we see the tomfoolery that he pulls, and he was able to overcome the monster.
Special episodes the next 2 weeks here on New Japan Strong as we celebrate the holidays.
And friends, I just want to say S Novim Godom, or how you say, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
We'll take a look back at some of the biggest and best moments that you've seen here on New Japan Strong. For Alex Kozlov, I'm Kevin Kelly, and we'll see you next week.